Hello YouTube, this is Morgan Airspeed Prime here with my next Avatar video. This is going to be my unboxing and review of the Avatar The Last Airbender Funko Pop Aang on Airscooter. As you can see here, this is the Hot Topic exclusive. Now, if you follow my channel, you probably know I'm from Ireland, so how did I get this? And how did I get this for a pretty good price? So, I do have the standard ones on pre-order. But because it's from a UK site, I'm not exactly sure when exactly they'll be shipped out. It could be a good few weeks, but know that I will review those when they come out. So when it came to the two exclusives, this one and also the Azula, I'm looking kind of online to get them for like the best price. So Hot Topic, even though I believe you can order worldwide from Hot Topic, anytime it went back in stock, it was immediately out of stock within an hour. And because it was at bad times for me, there was no hope of that. So I went to eBay and I ended up managing to find this one for a good price because the seller was selling it as a damaged version. Now, if you're wondering what the damage is, nothing on the figure. The figure is perfect. The damage is on the box. So as you can see here, the box here is sort of crushed a little bit in the corner here. You can sort of see that, you know, it's sort of cracked a little bit, you know, this corner's been like crushed a bit here as well. And you can definitely see it from the side. The other place is here. I think because of the crushing probably, I think this corner kind of sprung open and it's a little bit bent here as well. But other than that, like, it's perfectly fine. And I get why the seller would do that, because a lot of Funko Pop collectors do like to just keep them in the box. And so if you collect them that way, you would want the box to be perfect as well. But I don't care about that. I'm not going to use the box really. I'll probably hold on to the box for at least a little bit, but I just want the figure. So the damage was no problem. So I ended up managing to get this shipped from America to Ireland, so I had to pay a good amount of shipping for about €19, which you know, it is obviously a little bit more than you'd usually pay, but for an exclusive Funko Pop, that's actually a very good price. Because I've had other Funko Pops where I've had to pay like 20 just in a shop here for an exclusive Funko Pop. So this is no problem whatsoever. So yeah, let's have a look at the packaging here, because, you know, first Avatar Funko Pop on my channel. So Avatar Last Airbender logo, this is number 541 in Pop animation. Aang on Airscooter is obviously the name. Nice image here. On the side you get a nice kind of cartoon image of Aang on Airscooter, which is pretty cool. Get the effect again, that, like, you know, the dust kicking up, and we'll see that on the actual figure. And then here are the standard other figures. So I have all of these on pre-order from the same place. So once I get that in, I'll be able to review all of these at the same time. So you have your standard Aang, there's Katara, Sokka, Toph, Zuko. There's a Chase Zuko. This is the standard Zuko, but there is a different one with the fire daggers, Iroh and Appa. And then at the bottom, there's nothing going on. So let's just open this. So here is Aang in the bubble, and as you can see here, there's no damage to the bubble or anything like that. So the fact that it said damaged, it really wasn't referred to the figure itself. It really was just the outside box. So let's just pop this off and get it out. So there is the figure out of the box. As you can see, it just looks really nice just in general, just like standing it there on your shelf, whatever. But yeah, let's get into the details of this. So the face, obviously, I think the big detraction for most people from most Funko Pops, if they don't already collect them, is the eyes. And that's always, you know, a sort of problem, especially in shows where, you know, the eyes are sort of important. So in a lot of animated shows, it kind of can be a little bit of a turn off when the eyes are just completely blank like this. So thankfully here, there's so much else going on with Aang's design that it definitely feels immediately like Aang. And the blue arrow completely helps, as you can see here. It goes all the way around. And it just helps to kind of distinguish that it is Aang. You know, the bald head, the arrow. And then the detail on his outfit as well is really nice. You know, of course you have the arrows on his hands, so with the fists together. And then his outfit, the colors are completely on point. And then I like the effect of, like, he's moving on the air scooter, so you have this kind of cape little bit kind of billowing in the wind. And then again, the sculpting of his kind of pose for the air scooter is really, really accurate and perfect. That's the exact pose that he does. He kind of has his, other foot up here on his knee. And of course they have his knee here leaning on the effect part, even though it's just wind. That's just for stability to the figure, because like otherwise the figure would just be attached to the base by just this foot here. So you can see what they do here to make it a more solid figure. And then you have the air effect part, the air scooter itself, the air ball, and then the dust is used as the base. So I think that's a really clever kind of use of kind of different color plastics to make the base, and it fit into overall what they're going for. Because otherwise I suppose what they could have done would be to just maybe like cut the air scooter bit in half and have that be the base, but it would have taken away from the effect. So adding in this kind of big dust bit to act as the base is a really cool decision to make it feel like a really special figure. So again, that's really nice. You can see just still kind of swirls in it to make it, that's obviously being affected by the air. The air ball itself, you can sort of see the detail here. You can tell it's molded from plastic, of course. You can see the fact that it's in halves and it's kind of assembled together there. You can see some of the kind of molding kind of details here. That's on the inside there, that little circle. And then on the outside, just here, you can see this little line here. That's again like where it's kind of taken off the mold and stuff like that. So, you can file some of that off to make it look a little bit better. Maybe there's some manufacturing way they could have done it where the mold lines where it's joined together doesn't look as kind of stand out as much. But the general effect, I think, comes across. Just if you're looking at it from a bit further away, you can tell it's an air scooter. That's what it's meant to be, and only up super close can you tell that it's just two pieces of plastic joined together, and see all the little stuff through the translucent plastic. But otherwise it's really well done, for sure. So really cool. The only other thing I'd say about this is that at least on my version of the figure, the base isn't completely flat. You can see here, just like I'm holding it up, what I consider to be flat, and it sort of wobbles a bit. And the reason for that is because this section here, you can see it's in a sort of like N shape almost, the way it kind of comes around. This bit kind of curls up a little bit, so it's flat like a cross, but then just this first bit here at the front just curls up a little bit. So the effect is that like you press this bit down and it sort of makes it wobble a bit, in that like there's me holding it down on the bit that's not flat, and you can see it's sort of leaning kind of forward a bit this way, and the back's kind of up in the air a bit. Whereas if I leave it, that's its kind of natural resting position, but at that point this bit's kind of curling a little bit into the air. And I don't know if that's because of just like heat or something like that. The plastic warped and formed into that position. It's not that the figure's just completely unbalanced or anything like that. It's just the minor little details in it. So otherwise, like, no real problems whatsoever. That's a minor problem, that it just isn't 100% flat. It's still stable. So size comparison then to other Funko Pops. Here is Aang next to Super Saiyan Blue Goku. So Goku's a fairly tall Funko Pop just because of how tall the hair is. And you can see here that like the top of Aang and like the tip of Goku's hair are actually very kind of even. So they're probably the exact same height just based off the tip of the hair, but obviously the top of Goku's head is actually more like here. So this is a very tall Funko Pop just because of the amount of effect parts on the bottom. Here's a more standard figure of Aang next to the Sage Mode Naruto. Again, Naruto has sort of big hair, but it's nowhere near as tall as Goku's. So this is a more standard figure that Aang's next to, and you can tell that he's much kind of taller. And then next to some of the bigger Funko Pops again, here is Aang next to Voltron from Voltron Legendary Defender, who is purposefully like a big 6-inch Funko Pop at a different price point. And then here he is next to Shenron from Dragon Ball. Again, another really big figure, as you can see here, the size of the base with the Dragon Balls, and just the size of the figure in general. So it is a standard sized figure. It just has some slight sort of deluxe features because it has the fancy base going on. So very, very cool figure overall. So I'd highly recommend it. Like, if you're in America and you can just get this from Hot Topic, I definitely highly recommend it. If you have to order it online, I'd say, you know, make sure, I'd say probably like, don't pay more than twice the price of a normal Funko Pop, just because this seems to be one of those exclusives where, like, it is exclusive and sort of hard to get, but it's not that, like, exclusive. So, you know, don't go paying crazy prices for this. I'm happy with the price I paid for it, which was a little bit over the price of a normal Funko Pop. But definitely don't go crazy overboard. Azula looks like she might have to be one of those ones where if you can't get her just from a store, you can't get her for just the price that GameStop is charging for her, you may actually have to pay a good bit over the normal price of a Funko Pop for her. So we'll see what happens with Azula, but as I said, I will be getting the other standard Funko Pops for Avatar in, and I'll be looking at them all on my channel. So look forward to that. I don't know when it will be. I think the pre-order last I checked said May for some reason, which seems pretty crazy to me that like 5 months on after their initial release, they're only coming out here. But we'll see what happens there. I assume that'll be pushed up a little bit. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the Aang on Airscooter Funko Pop. In the comments, let me know what your thoughts are on this figure if you have it, and also other Avatar Funko Pops if you happen to have them. What are your thoughts on them? What figures do you want to see next from them? I definitely want to see a Suki. I'd like to see them do Korra Funko Pops. But yeah, that's my thoughts. That's the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.